Oh hi. I just hit my thing. Just move that inside. You know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna do another take. Might as well just do this all in one take. How y'all doing, my Pokemon Hedgehogs and Encouragement Plumbers? The PowerPoint Gamer here. You can not see my eyes because the way I'm getting really distracted in this video. Let's just keep going. You guys read the title. What is a Nuzlocke? You've definitely seen other people make pretty much this exact same video. I think the Jaywits made one a couple years ago. I know when Maryland started a Nuzlocke, I think it was a Platinum Nuzlocke, he made a video about it. But I wanted to make a video as well about what is a Nuzlocke. And this is relevant, don't worry. A Nuzlocke is specifically a thing in the Pokemon community. And the reason I wanted to make this video is because of what's gonna come next. But first, what is a Nuzlocke? Anyone that's played Pokemon knows that Pokemon is relatively simple when it comes to the concept of JRPGs. JRPGs usually have a lot of grinding, they usually have a lot of just like tough fights and, you know, stuff like Fire Emblem, which was my favorite game of 2019. It was my personal game of the year, and in the People's Choice Award, it actually ended up winning, and I did vote for Fire Emblem Three Houses because that was a fantastic game. Also, I'm really hyped for Byleth joining Smash. I know I haven't addressed it in my last two Fire Emblem videos, but that's because I recorded those before the Direct happened, like before the Smash Direct happened. But I will address it in the next video, so don't worry. Back to the topic of the video, Nuzlocke. I wanted to make this video because I wanted to explain what a Nuzlocke is. A Nuzlocke is just a way of making Pokemon games a little harder. So, what are the rules? A Nuzlocke is basically a set of self-imposed rules when you play a Pokemon game that makes the game a little tougher and a little more personal. For one, the main most important rule of a Nuzlocke is that if a Pokemon faints in battle, it is considered dead and cannot be used anymore. The reason why I say cannot be used anymore is because you can either choose to release that Pokemon, or you can keep it and just box it forever. Rule number 2, every single Pokemon has to have a nickname. I don't know if this is part of like the official Nuzlocke rule set, but I'm gonna count it as such because literally everyone I've seen make a Nuzlocke like video has nicknamed every single Pokemon, and that's to give it a bit more of a personal touch, you know? Make it all a little more personal. That way you actually feel invested if they die or not, because they feel like pets, you know? You gave them that name. They are part of you. So, those are the two major rules. And also number 3, the 3 core rules of a Nuzlocke. The third rule being, you can only catch the first Pokemon you encounter in any new area. That means that if you travel from one city to another, and in the route between you encounter one Pokemon, at the beginning, like the moment you step into the tall grass, you encounter one Pokemon, that is the only Pokemon you are allowed to catch and use in that playthrough from that route. Meaning, if you kill it, well, too bad. However, you can do something similar where I think that, like, if you accidentally kill it due to a critical hit, you are allowed to, if you run into that species of Pokemon again in that route, you're allowed to catch a different one. I feel that's probably a little better, simply because, like, stuff like critical hits can happen, and sometimes you might be a little too over-leveled, and you don't always have False Swipe to always bring them down to 1 HP. So I personally think that that rule is a little more flexible than the other two, but for sure you do have to catch that specific Pokemon that you encounter. So those are the main 3 rules of a Nuzlocke. But Pokemon Sword and Shield are a little bit different, right? Pokemon Sword and Shield and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Pikachu and Eevee, but we don't talk about those. Pokemon Sword and Shield are a little bit different in the sense that you encounter Pokemon both in the tall grass as random encounters, or you see them in the grass. Like, you can see them there as you fight them, and you can pick and choose. How do you run a Nuzlocke with that? Well, what I think is probably the right way to do that is the first Pokemon that you encounter in the area. For example, the first Pokemon that you see pop into frame in that area is the one that you have to catch, or at least you have to catch that species. And same thing with the wild area. yes, the wild area is one big open world area, but it is split up into smaller sections. So you can go in and you can catch a Pokemon in each specific part of the wild area. For example, just from the early game part, like the first part of the game to Motostoke, there is an entire patch of wild area that has like 7 or 8 different smaller areas within it. So I feel like each individual area is considered its own area, meaning you can catch one Pokemon per individual piece of the wild area. So that is how I think that rule applies in a Nuzlocke. But the other 2 rules are hard and fast, and this 3rd rule is also hard and fast. I mean, not hard and fast the same way, because I do feel like you have to, you're allowed to bend that one just a tad, but that is most definitely a rule of a Nuzlocke, that you're only allowed to catch the first Pokemon you encounter. I like to tweak it just a bit because stuff like critical hits can be kind of annoying and can mess with the experience. So I generally just make it so that I can catch that species. But that is a rule. Those 3 are the main rules of a Nuzlocke. Now you can also put on other challenges and other rule sets. But I personally have never done a Nuzlocke before. That is, until now. That's right, tomorrow you will be seeing my very first episode of the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke playthrough. And it will be my very first Nuzlocke, so I wanted to experience it with all of you. Now, full disclosure, I have beat Pokemon Sword. I do know the story and the plot of the game, but I wanted to experience the game with you guys. So that video will go up tomorrow, the day after I post this video, and I will definitely be following my own rules for the entirety of the Nuzlocke. Now, I'm not doing any kind of self-imposed rules. I'm not making like any specific my playthrough rules. I'm just going to be following the 3 main rules of a Nuzlocke. But I wanted to make this video because for those viewers that don't know what a Nuzlocke is, now you guys can understand what I'm doing, even if you don't know what a Nuzlocke is. Because now you do know what a Nuzlocke is. So that's been all for this video. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys are looking forward to the Pokemon Sword Nuzlocke tomorrow. If you guys did enjoy this video, please do leave a like down below. Comment below how hype you are for Pokemon Sword coming to the channel. Subscribe to get alerts when the new videos come out, and hit the bell to join the notification squad and get alerts every single time a new video drops, as soon as it drops, as well as the moment in time I go live, because I do plan on doing that a little more often now. And share with your friends about bad YouTubers such as myself. So guys, in short, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, I'm the Powerpuff Gamer, and my lights are out.